Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here, sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Welcome to Sam Price and the Crypto Lifer Show. Baby. First, there was blackness. That was it. That was the beginning, right? Then was the Word. And the Word became light. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here, sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Let's get this party started. Bitcoin barely holding 110,000. We took some profits this morning as I knock out my headphones out of my hand, which has never happened. But you know what? Every time something different and new will happen in this universe that you never expected. It's pretty interesting about this place. Let's break down BTC like we do every single day. We're going to do our macro analysis. That video comes out later on. May God bless you, and thank you so much for sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. I'm taking a turmeric extract as well here. Nothing too crazy. And I'm not, this isn't a paid sponsorship as well. I just like this stuff. I hid the logo, but it's a turmeric super boost, if you must know. Don't want to get it on your suit, though. That yellow ain't coming out, I'll tell you that. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for being awesome and amazing. We love you, and we're going to start off amazing. I worked out this morning. I feel absolutely amazing. Pushing myself to the limit, and I just, I'm back into the groove. There was a couple weeks where from the traveling, I was eating a little bit. It was time for Sammy to calm it down a little bit, and so I'm back to being on the good tip. You know what I mean? But God bless everybody here. I love you. I appreciate you, and I thank you. Looking at BookMap, it does suggest we may go lower to 106,200. We may not be out the wall yet. There's still a big order up. Sorry, excuse me. There's still a big order up there at 100. A big ask, I said. It just slipped out of my, a big ask. There's still a big ask up there at 117.5. So we'll see what happens for BTC. Let's take a look at the top-down analysis for Bitcoin. I've been watching it in this flag. We've been battling the 15-minute 200 moving average. It's better than not, right? I mean, you've come off of a top and you are somewhat consolidating. That's a better sign than not consolidating, I'll tell you that. But it is a Friday, lower volume. We just may not get the pick-me-up we need to get us to the upside. I will tell you, Bitcoin loves to do this. And at the end of the day, isn't it just a bull flag on the weekly if we all just calm down and take a deep breath? And don't bull flags break out most of the time? And we're all just going to sit here and be like, and isn't that a low, a higher high, and a higher low? Isn't that a low, a higher high, and a higher low right there? You tell me, isn't that a slight uptrend? I mean, that's a higher high. That's a higher high. That's a higher low. I'm just looking at it the most optimistic way I can. And even if you look at the weekly, I mean, to me, it's a flag that faked out, broke back inside. So they chased everybody out. Then they went and got all the shorts. And again, if you're about to pump, think about it. Price action pumps up huge. You come to a Fibonacci retracement. You come up. You now make a retrace, and you've kind of basically let everybody know that this area is a safe zone. So you have too many willful traders at this point. They're overconfident because they're like, oh, well, they're not going below that area, right? So then you come up and then you start flagging. What would you do as the maker? You would fake it up, get everyone to suck. You would suck so much liquidity in on that up move. You would dump them all to the ground, and then you would dump it down, suck all the liquidity from the top. It's just like a vacuum. When you send the price down, all the shorts come out of the woodwork. It's like bees to honey. When you pump the price up, all the longs come out the woodwork, right? It's like termites to wood. So it's interesting, right? They suck liquidity by moving because 80% of people are going to move with emotion. Even hedge funds, you'd be surprised how many hedge funds make horrible decisions because they have the name hedge fund and the guy wears a suit and he comes from some fancy family. Everyone thinks he's smart at what he does and he's good. I've been researching a lot of these hedge funds. Look at Scaramucci. He was down millions, I think a billion on his Bitcoin. He bought Bitcoin at the top or something. You know what I mean? And like when we were calling the top, he's getting, anyway, maybe I'm wrong. I don't want to defame him. I like Scaramucci. He's cool. But I remember him talking and being down huge. He's up fine now. I mean, everything worked out, right? He had a long-term plan anyway. He didn't have a short-term plan with Bitcoin. But my point is there was better prices. Like there was better places to get in, and you say, oh, no one can price Bitcoin out. I mean, there's some high probability ideas. Like when Bitcoin went to 23 and the fear and greed index like 2 weeks ago, you have to take I have to take a little bit of fiat and put it into Bitcoin. I mean, that's the best time for me. You do whatever makes you happy. I'm not a financial advisor, as you can see on the screen. Nothing I say and do should be taken as financial advice. But what I will tell you is whenever this fear and greed gets into this key area, I'm thinking of taking my fiat and transmitting it over the board into Bitcoin. You know what I mean? 109,900 for Bitcoin. Not doing what we want it to be doing today. I got a trade open right now, but it's down. I already took $600 off the table, just so you know. I was in a trade last night on that spike. I sold at 110.5. I have the proof on my MEXC. I think I did put it in the weekly screen share for whatever reason. I wake up just, my mind is not even fully there sometimes, right? And I'm still trading. But this trade was up. It ended up going up 660, and I ended up selling at 110,005. I know I put it out somewhere when I sold it. Where are you? Where are you? There it is right there. I got in at 109,790, 110.5, and it was a BTC USD pair. I used about $8,000, and I made about $660, right? So there you have it. That's what we did. And then I made this trade. I've been in it actually since last night too as well, or early this morning. I went on a scalp. It was up $150. Then I doubled down when it came in here, and I just want to say, hey, as long as the 15-minute, or this is the 5 and the 15, but as long as the 15 and the 5 stay above the 200 moving average, I'm gonna see where this goes. But it's just been consolidating for a while. We're gonna bring that into the top-down analysis for you on the day and show you kind of what I'm seeing. So let's break it down. Today, the monthly candle does close. I will go live tonight at some point, probably around 10, when my kids go to sleep, 9:30, 10 or something like that. And we will break it down for you. But we do the monthly candle close here every single month. I think we skipped 1 month recently. I think I was in Singapore or something. Yeah, I was in Singapore in September, and it was too much at that point to do 2 streams in the day. It was 12-hour difference. It was 8 in the morning. We had something, you know what I mean? Anyway, I probably could have done. Maybe I did do it. I don't even know. Maybe I even did it. There's a chance I actually did do it. I don't remember. But we get about the last 14 months. I think I only skipped 2, right? So anyway, tonight this candle will close. All I asked for was a close above 108.3. I don't really care about anything else. See, I go step by step. Jim Rohn talked about it today. He talked about how you make goals and how you stay disciplined for your plan. And he says you don't ask for more money. You ask for a serious amount, and you tell yourself when you're going to get there. Like a serious goal has to have parameters. And he made a great example about a painter. And he showed, the painter paints inside of the paint. If he can just go wherever he wants, and you just look at the painting, you know what I mean? Well, because it has guidelines and borders, you put it on the wall, and like it starts and ends, right? You see the landscape, you see the ship, you see whatever it is inside. Basically, he had a goal to paint inside of the line, inside of the frame. Clarity. So he says, whenever you are confused, things don't seem right, don't start moving. Start with clarity. Find clarity first and ask yourself, what's the first step I need to take to get to the next step? What's the big goal? The goal, I would like to be a multimillionaire. Okay. What steps are you going to take today to do that? What are you going to do? Are you going to sell a product? Are you going to trade? Are you going to have long-term investments on the side while you build a business? What's your idea? You got to write it out. You got to be clear about it. It can't be like, well, I'm going to trade, start a business, see what works, help my friend, take some jobs on the side, and, everything kind of works together, and I'll do what I can. I'm sorry to say that I did that for years. That's called the jack of all trades and a master of none, my friends. And as far as I'm concerned, it's okay. I learned a lot. I met a lot of people. I didn't want to give up on that idea, but I didn't get too far. I was in the same place 10 years later, a little more money, a little more experience. I did pick up a lot, all right? And I used those people experiences for, and frustration. Another thing that I heard today that sits with me is you're going to pay no matter what you do in life. You're going to pay 2 ways. You're going to pay with your time and your discipline, like you're going to have to put in the work, or you're going to pay with the feeling of regret later on in life. And I'll tell you right now, that feeling is really whack. So you better off just get disciplined now. Get off the drugs and alcohol, kick all the bad habits. As easy said and done, right? Get away from the people that are draining you. And if you're having trouble, just join the trading group, man. You could be alone and just be in the group for a couple months. It'll give you a place to be. You can come meet us. You could book a flight to Portugal one day. You never know. You might live where my next meetup is. You might meet us up. It might be all you need. You don't need all these people in your life you think you do. If they're draining you and not giving you energy back or not supporting you, all right, let's continue on the monthly chart. So as long as the monthly closes above 108,300, we are okay. We're in a good spot for BTC. I don't love what I'm seeing here for Bitcoin here, taking a drastic little dump easy to the downside, right? Not my favorite thing to see BTC. And I'm going to raise that stop loss basically to the smooth moving average, right? Anyway, we're going to talk about that in a second too. So let's take a look at the 2-week chart. I do like my 2-week. And to me, it resembles an M pattern. A lot of wicks. I got to say, if we were to dump all the way back down to 80,000, I still wouldn't be surprised. I see kind of a shoulder, a head, a bit of a right shoulder in there. You know, just what I'm looking at. There's bearish div on the weekly. I mean, it all looks pretty whack. At the same time, we reset on the Stokes, and we should have taken, you know, the weekly went from here to there. Usually that's a massive dump. I will say it does resemble a head and shoulder pattern. And you kind of pumped and dumped on the corner, like making people think, oh, you know, I don't know. And even in here, I kind of see a head and shoulder as well. So I'm still pretty bearish on Bitcoin, but there's a few key things that keep me bullish, and we'll talk about it. The 3-day has technically a higher low right there, okay? I'll cling to that. You know, if we made a lower low, I'd cling to that too as well. I'd say, well, that's bearish, you know? So that's a somewhat bullish sign. You somehow made a higher low. These closed, you pumped, you came down for the retest. Bit of it, you know, and you can see there's a really strong support at 108,000. Again, that's the monthly area 108.3 that we've talked about. I'd like to see Bitcoin hold 108,003. So, like, to me, this looks like, you know, a bit of a flag, or you can almost say, is it in a, it's in this like broadening wedge, back to the top. I like to say, hey, it's in this flag, and you can see that they faked it. They faked the pump, brought it back inside. This thing could still pump. I call it broken patterns. And I started trading this way a lot, you know, 4 or 5 years ago, and started actually perfecting it, like doing. I never told anyone what I was doing. I kept it completely to myself, and one day when I was like, man, this stuff works, I started showing my students, but I didn't want to keep people like this. I didn't want people to get distracted trying to figure out this new age insanity. But so 87,009, if this head and shoulder breaks to the downside, we are basically on the brink of possible disaster. We are. I'm being honest. You know, I don't like being below the 12-hour 200 moving average. A low, you know, a lower high, we got rejected by it. Got to see things for what they are. You can't fake it and say, oh, this is bullish. Like when we stayed above the 200 at the 21 crossed, we were on our way. This was getting ready for a beautiful move, but it didn't happen. So whack. Like that was going to be just absolutely gorgeous. All we had to do was just consolidate a little bit, and then we were gone. Anyway, it's in the past now. Instead, we head and shouldered lower, you know, and then bearish retested the 200 and dumped. Hey, we grabbed liquidity. We shook out more weak hands. You know, you got to take out the leverage below over and over again until there's nothing left. That's just kind of how it works. So now you see that the 4-hour is attempting, you could say like there's a support right there. Like it's all, you know, 108, 106.5. It did the bounce. It's still got some momentum on the stochastics RSI. The 1-hour to me is looking okay. It's looking like it's making a flag. I don't love it below the 200, but it's where it should be with the 21-day moving average, right? So there's nothing wrong with that. That's somewhat of a bullish sign. That could be a bullish rectangle that can break you to the upside. You can also kind of resemble somewhat of an inverted head and shoulder here, right? So, you know, and there's some cup and handle vibes for Bitcoin. Stays above the high volume node. There's a nice gap in the VRVP for us to move right back up to 115,300. That is the other monthly support up there that I really want to tackle as well. Moving on to the 15-minute time frame. We're battling the 200 moving average. If we can stay above it, this is going to be a pretty bullish move here. It could have just been kind of, you know, basically trolling or dredging for liquidity. You know, you kind of go on the bottom of the sand and you drag. Just dragging for liquidity here. I don't love like the candles and the sticks on the 15. But I do want to see us, if we can stay above this 200 moving average and hang out, Otherwise, this could be a Bart Simpson. You see that? But if we can stay above this and hang out, the target takes us to about 114.8. Definitely some resistance here where the double top happened. And there's a big volume node at about 113,001 to 113,200. So this is what I see, you know, and we could easily dump today. Like, it's not, nothing is written in stone. And then we'd have to say, okay, could we double bottom? Every single time you see that movement, you have to say, could you get support? Right? That support would give you 106,350 for Bitcoin. So we bounced off bullish div. You know, bulls took control last night. We got a reversal. I was able to trade long this morning and come out on top on a low volume Friday too, which is, you know, after a Fed meeting. Honestly, to make $600 this morning, I feel pretty dang proud. Not easy at all. And I'm grateful for every single win that I do have. And thank you for all the times I've been in and out of trades and I've learned something. You know, I'm here to learn. At the end of the day, you guys are watching me learn. How, you know, I didn't even trade like I did 2-3 years ago on the channel, like I do now. If you've watched me for years, you've watched the channel evolve as well as me as a person. You've seen my life change. I owned no homes when you met me. You know, I started the channel when I lived in a 1-bedroom apartment for $14.50 a month. No lie. You know, I didn't even know. I don't even know if I said I would move to Florida at the very beginning. Once I moved to Boston, I lived there for 4 years. The channel kind of began to grow, right? And the channel really took off when I was in Massachusetts. It's insane. What a life, right? And then we left Massachusetts and moved on to Florida, where it's just been absolutely wonderful. I love the weather here. Like, it feels like 43 degrees in Massachusetts today. Today is actually a colder day in Florida, and I used to tell everyone on the channel, I'm going to move. I'm going to do something with my life. I'm going to move to sunny Florida and get away from this winter and these cold, dark days where the sun never comes out. It wasn't even about the coldness because, you know, I've been in Boston, New York my whole life. But it was really the fact we don't see the sun because you're so high up there on the hemisphere and the sun can't penetrate the clouds because you don't get enough heat. The cloud you'll go 5-6 days and never see the sun fully. It will be cloudy. And after the 4th day of not seeing the sun, you start to just get a little, I'll be honest, for me, it affects me. I get dreary, you know, and I fought through it through the stream. The stream really kept me going. There was days where like the trades were awesome, right? Bitcoin would go crazy. You know, we went to 21,000. I remember one morning, Jason came on the stream. It was crazy. I mean, we have so many crazy memories. So we're watching this. Look, can't you see there's a bit of a head and shoulder here too? Like, doesn't that look a little bearish? It almost looks like a complex head and shoulder. If we have to be really honest with ourselves, right? It looks like we might dump. So I don't know. It doesn't look amazing for Bitcoin today on the on the smaller time frames. Yeah, the 1 minute just breached the 200, but it's been doing that. So that's kind of what I see. And you know what they might even do, because it's low volume, they might swing, grab a stop loss, and then rip up too. So just be careful. Trading today is treachery, and it's a low volume Friday after they've wrecked everybody and had a Fed meeting and isn't that crazy? After the Fed meeting, there's always shenanigans. Always shenanigans. So what did we learn today? Well, we learned that if we dump, you should probably look out for a possible double bottom at 106,350. We know that we need to stay above the 15-minute 200 moving average in general. All right, we're breaching it now. We can see that this looks somewhat like a head and shoulder, and it does look like we may be dumping, right? So it doesn't look amazing. The small time frames are giving us a little bit of trouble right now in real time, you know? If in the last few minutes these candles were green and we're going up, it would be a completely different story. But let's hope we just wick here on some low volume. We're just playing games. But you get 2 more red candles below this 200 moving average, it kind of says that today might end up being that slanted Bart Simpson there. A Bart Simpson is Bart Simpson's head. See how it looks like a spiked head, just like Bart Simpson, right? So they're, you know, not the best Bart Simpson, but you get it. Cowabunga, man. So there you have it. If you grew up with the Simpsons, let me know. You're an OG like me. Watching with my dad, we grew up watching the Simpsons. Amazing times, right? I still remember my dad would actually make me stop my homework. Thursday nights they were on when I was a kid back in 1995 or something like that, I'd say. Yeah, I'd be like 10 years old, 10 to 15, something like that. 1995, 1998, The Simpsons were on Thursday night. They moved to Sunday night. I don't know, remember when. I'd have to say like in 2004 or something like that. Am I right? I don't know. I'd have to go and grok it, and Grok will tell you all. But it was Thursday nights with The Simpsons, if you remember back in the day. Shout out to everyone here on the live. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. I have not checked in with the chat yet. Let me pop out that chat, see what's happening. Let me send the link to the group too, which usually gets more people here. Apologize for not doing that yet. Bang. Blessings on blessings to everyone out here. So Pops had the t-shirt. Yeah, Thursday night ones were some of the best. Yeah, Sam, low volume monthly close Friday. Perfect environment for some high volatility whale games. End of day. Yeah, be careful. I'm with you on that. Sam, did you hear about an 18 billion Bitcoin that was moved from Satoshi AERO wallet? No. No. And hit that like button, everybody. Thank you so much. Shout out to Lakochi Coker in the house. Lakochi. Congratulations on a beautiful life, Lakochi. We love you, man. Thank you for always being here and being a part of the live stream. We couldn't do it without you, brother. Thank you for all your constant hard work every week. Shout out to everyone. If you want to trade what we trade, you want to know what we do, hit the pinned comment up here and find out more. The least amount of fees in the game. Hit up MEXC, Weeks, and BTCC. Nice exchanges. BTCC's been around since 2015 or 14, one of the oldest exchanges in the game. So never had an issue, never went down. Never, have been up and running, doing their thing for a long, long time. So nice little bounce there. That's what we're looking for. As minuscule as it is, my whole life depends on a candle closing above a yellow line sometimes. Like it'll be that small of a move that it's needed. So we'll see. I like this consolidation. It's better than dumping. Specifically after a big pump, you need to consolidate to build up a base so you can bounce from the base. It's like building a mattress so you can bounce off of it. If you just go up and down, it's just like bungee jumping. There's no, but if you can kind of start to do this, you can create a foundation that you can bounce from. So this is starting to create, we call this distribution. Why do we call it distribution? Because like price was here, they sent some sells, they sent some buys, they sent some sells, they're distributing the price. They're grabbing and pushing. They're pulling people in. They're pulling people down. They're sucking people into this area that are trying to go up or trying to come down. Like this guy, head and shoulder pattern. He went short, put a stop loss here. They went and grabbed him. This guy saw M pattern, right? So as it started to dump, he moved his stop into position and to take profit. They went and grabbed him. Like someone saw this as an M, right? They were like, oh, I'm shorting that. I'm shorting that top. When they got here, they moved their stop loss into, maybe into slight profit. They went and snatched those people. And then they got anyone that was like right there. Then they made another double top in a way, or kind of a head and shoulder. And they wanted people to short this. So they're likely to go grab those people, right? And there's bots that are just trading patterns too, pattern bots. So remember, so you kind of already know that they're probably going to come here and then probably come back down. You know what I mean? And what we want is just to see the distribution continue until it gets so tight. They've gotten so many people here and there that they can't go anywhere else. And what happens then is the order book's so slim here and there. A whale looking on decides what they're going to do. And a big, a buy whale will go in and push the price up. And a short whale will go in and push the price down because they've both cleared these areas now. You see what I mean? This means that they've sucked prices in towards price. Understand? And there's just lesser liquidity now. And now it's open. And on a Friday, now it's really open. So they could shoot, or they shwoom shwa. It's going to be, And we can tell you that a move is coming. The tighter this gets. I mean, I don't see us getting past 345 today before a Halloween frenzy. And wouldn't it be awesome for a Halloween pump for Bitcoin? What did Bitcoin do last Halloween? Right? I think you can hit Alt G. And then what you could do is we can go to 1024, 1031 and hit go to, right? And does it take us there? Yeah. Did it take me April? Interesting. Oh, that's his last avail. Oh, yeah. So BTC USD. Like Coinbase has been on Coinbase forever, right? and we'll go to the daily. Get rid of the moving averages. I'm just curious. You probably already know, and we can figure it out, but this is just funner to do right together. Go to. So there it is. It was a big green day. We had a nice pump. It was a Tuesday. Bitcoin had been consolidating in a flag, and it had already started to break out. Oh, no, it wasn't a Tuesday. No, actually, no, we dumped. We dumped on Halloween. We dumped the day before, and then we started dumping on Halloween last year. So last year was a red day. Not that it matters, but last year was a red day. Yeah. Tau up 16%. Followed your pattern in the money. God bless you, Vetty Goat. Shout out to anyone that sends me love that way. That's very nice of you to send in a super chat to tell me that the pattern that I put out made sense to you. That's just super nice, man. Thank you very much. God bless you. That will come back to you tenfold. You didn't have to be nice like that, but you did. May God bless you. And remember, people, they don't show up on Fridays. They think it's a day to take a day off from trading or something. I don't understand that. But it is what it is. You can't force people to be consistent. But remember, the most consistent people will have all the fun and all the spoils and the discipline. And don't be upset when, someone drives by in a Rolls Royce and you wish you had one. And again, who cares? But I'm just saying, don't wish for the greatest things in life and be upset you don't have them when you don't work hard for them. I used to do this this is me. Oh, I wanted this, I wanted that. But it's like, Sam, you set up nothing. You have no goals. You didn't have any plans. You weren't disciplined. And I said, I know I need, and then I started knowing how hard it was to be successful. Like I saw other people on YouTube who were just, they were, I could tell they were doing amazing. I used to see Grant Cardone back in the day. This is 10 years ago. And I was like, man, this guy does not stop. He'd have a live stream cooking with like 7,000 people watching, And I'd be like, wow, this guy's he's unstoppable, right? And you could see the businesses these people built by going live, by just showing up no days off, grinding. So let's just get back into Bitcoin again here. What are we looking at for the day? To me, it's exactly what we said, right? The daily has to close above the 200 moving average. The daily seems to have found some support at 108,003, which is monthly support. We just want to see the monthly candle close above that. So tonight, we just want to see the monthly candle close above it. That's all that matters. And so it's about the monthly candle close, and then it's about this flag on the 1 hour. And it's about making sure that we don't dump hard. And, I would have this open like this. Let me show you what I'd be doing. I'd go to this thing and I'd set up my two screens. I said screens, I'm joking around, but two screens. And I'd go here on the 15 minute. And I'd just be watching that we don't lose that 200 moving average on the 15. And I'd just be kind of watching this pattern as it begins to form here. And I'm just sitting here pretty waiting. They may stop hunt me. I know that. That's why I'm not overly extended, and I already took profits today. So I'd still be up if they get me, but I would take more of my day's pay, right? And so this is what I do. I'm watching the 1 hour not lose. If 1 hour loses the 21, and if the 15 minute drastically loses the 200, we're going to Bart Simpson likely to 107.6 here. And we do have a red area right down there. 106.5 even on Bookmap. It's got two areas, 106,650 and 106,000. It does have liquidity to the upside too as well, all the way up to 112, but it's got a chunk down here all the way to 108. And the biggest, closest red is at 106. So again, it's not 100%. There was big, the other night I went to sleep, I opened the long, there was all this liquidity up here. We woke up the next morning and it went opposite. I couldn't, because it's not 100%. All right. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. Yeah, there's going to be days you wake up and your body, I'll tell you something about the body. It's not the same every day. I don't care how well you treat it. I don't care how much you eat, or, you can eat the best foods every day, work out. Some days you're going to work out extra hard. Even if you're a really, really healthy person, you're going to work out a little harder one day. You're going to wake up a little sore one morning. You're going to want to lie in bed a little longer. For whatever reason, that's just how it is. But your discipline was that I just got to go. I got to go do the charts. I got to go do what I got to do. I got to set up. I got to get it done. And you get it done no matter what happens, right? And why is that? Because there's discipline involved. So this is a screen I would have, and I'd grab this and I just, I slap it on another. I have 6 monitors. I just slap it on one of my monitors, and that's just up for the day. I can watch that now, and I just got to walk in the room and see if I'm going to win the trade or not. I can see kind of what's happening there. And you can do that to 8 screens, 5 screens. You can do it up to, depending on how much you pay. I think premium gives me 8 screens. There's 6 right there. I don't need any more than that, but I'm just on the 2 right now. That's all I need. And it'll track them together. You see this? It'll track them directly together. You could do two different assets like this and see how they juxtapose each other. All right. Someone said, what settings do you use on BOOKMAP? It depends, really. It's personalized to different people. It's all about the tick size and what you're doing. On Binance heat map, there's a ton of liquidity bunched up between 112 and 113. If we hit, we could get a huge green candles. Hey, man, I like hearing that. I'm secretly a perma bull. I'm a trader, but I'm a secret perma bull. You know what I mean? But I'm not a perma bull or a perma bear, but I'm a secret perma bull. I love Bitcoin in long run. I have a deep appreciation for what Bitcoin has done for me in my life. I found it a long time ago, and it's changed my life and the people around me that have been involved with it. I don't know everything. Could it become the device to track? I don't know. You know what I mean? It is blockchain money. You could see everything that ever happened on it. It's an open ledger. Maybe, that's why Zcash is so hot right now. So yeah, I as I'm talking, not much more we can talk about Bitcoin. We took it from the monthly all the way back down to the smaller time frames for you. And this is just beautiful consolidation. See, this is even a place where it says it's a good place to put your stop below this line here. Okay. Just how it works. It's liquidity tracking. It's awesome. A lot of times it doesn't, we get pretty nice moves. Anyway, this is my bot. It's amazing. If I showed you how well it works, it's awesome. I can take you from here. Look, it got into a trade right first. It got in here at 115 and it sold the top there at 118. Then it got in, but it went underwater on purpose. So it got in for, look, 30,000 order, 15,000 order, $22,500 order. Okay. Then it started to come up, and this is after this sell, I changed the parameters to be far riskier. I did make it riskier after this sell. And look, it sold all 3 lots up here in profit, okay, at about 116.4. All right, so it averaged itself down. It got in here at 115.6. All the buys were below the sell, you see, but it made a nice two chunkier additions, and then it sold all. Perfect trade, right? Then it could have been, maybe got the bottom better, but my thing is this, it's a great trade. Then the bot got in here at 117 and sold right there at 120. Then it got in there at 120 and sold that little top there at like 122. And look, I trade these. These are little flags that I'm trading, right? I'm going to trade that flag, right? Anyway, then it got in there and it sold the tizzy top basically as the wick came up at 124. Then it got in at 123 and sold the actual top at 125.871. Then it entered along, got itself underwater again, got itself majorly underwater, extremely underwater when the price took the nasty dump. It got in again on the melee. It bought I tried to buy a bottom right here, you see? Ended up being somewhere, I think, at 111. It entered another long to basically a $75,000 long at 3x leverage too, so a big boy, to basically cover price action, you see? It's amazing how this thing works. And then look, it sold every lot of that entire thing after the massive, so it took advantage of that massive dump and managed right through it and sold all the trades. So imagine this, imagine having a bot that managed that dump that we just had with no emotions. And I'm sitting there with like 8 racks in my account when I get back, man. I'm telling you, this thing made a good amount of money. I keep a boatload in there, but man, it did well. And look, now it's back in again. It entered along right there. It entered along here, then it entered again right there. Then it entered here, now it entered here. It's deep in again. You see, and it loves to get underwater and bring itself back. And then it would get out somewhere at this level here. The profit level is right there at 114.6. And it will get back to break even at 113. This is amazing how this thing works. Anyway, It's MINOATUR Trading Systems. I have a link to it if you want to find out more. I find it absolutely amazing. I just even like talking about it because it's pretty cool. And I even kind of, if I see it, I give the signal to people that are struggling. I'm like, oh, the bot entered today. It doesn't matter what happens, but it just lets you know what's going on, right? So that's Bitcoin in a bit of a nutshell, everybody. I think we can all leave Bitcoin alone. I'm pretty happy with what I see here for BTC. I just want to watch this flag kind of keep doing its thing. And we know we don't want to see the 15-minute lose, and we don't want to see the 1 hour lose. And that's it. Like, that's kind of what we want for today, and then we want to see this break out. They may stop hunt because there's lower liquidity, so they may come down here and rip it back up and try to snatch. So just, maybe there might be the safe bet below this level, but just things to think about. It's a Friday, so there's a higher risk to the trade when you trade on low time frames. Hope you're having a wonderful day out there. It's Friday, Halloween, 10/31. I should have my Halloween outfit. Do I have one? Do I have something I can wear here? I forgot, right? I don't got no. That could be like, put on a little helmet for just a second, a little. Lost my glasses in the process here. I didn't always have to use glasses on the show. There was a time where I didn't have glasses. Put my earpiece in. Shout out to everybody here on the live. This is my uniform here. Okay? Put that back. Yeah, I'm Tom Brady, okay? I love Tom Brady. Tom, if you're watching, I love you. I want to have you on the show one day. You've inspired me to do so many beautiful things with my life. All right. So this is my Halloween costume. Okay. So you can't say I didn't jump on into the festivities today. I don't want to, I don't want to rain on your parade if you're in costume right now. Shout out to Crypto Billy in the house. We love you. We appreciate you. And we thank you. We always have something in the studio that we can rock, right? Something different, something special. I got to put on my chin strap. You never know. Could be some contact. You know what I mean? I want to be ready for the contact, man. Crypto lifer away. Okay, moving forward. Shout out to all the lovers of life here. The helmet should have a blue star on the side. Why is that? There are numbers that you report for... Oh, my God. Remember that time Tom Brady kissed his son? Oh, my God. You guys are so weird, man. The strangest people ever, man. Throwing you a football. God bless you. Guys, get these strange people out of the chat. They say horrible things. Yeah. Anyway, let's take a look at the total market cap in all of cryptocurrency, because this will ease your pain a little bit today. Same thing. Look, 15-minute below the 200, though. We're on the other side on Bitcoin, which is interesting. But the key here is the daily. The daily never lost the 200 moving average. And we are going to talk about this in depth later on today. And I still see it as a head and shoulder pattern, right? It doesn't look amazing. But you could also say shoulder, head, right shoulder. That was the head and shoulder. After a massive dump, we had a chance. So they're either messing with the longs or they're messing with the shorts or they're messing with us both. But it's pretty insane, if you ask me. It doesn't, you could definitely see up and down price action. But here's the deal. Until we close a candle below the 200 on the daily, I remain bullish because this is such a key zone. And you can see, look, we bounced here, we bounced. We're actually holding a strong support here for Bitcoin. And the Patriots are doing well, man. They're like 6-2 right now. So shout out to my Pats. Absolutely banging on them to the upside. The Pats, baby, the Pats. And there, we're back in the green here on the trade. And it's, how big of a trade is it? $67,000 trade. Yeah, it's half the size on a Friday. Look, 3333. That was 33.33 if you just saw it for a second. Watch the 777s flash at one point. Anyway, happy Halloween. My name is Tom Brady. God bless you. They're messing with both sides. Crossing the 200 on the 15-minute. Let's go. Yeah, everything is looking okay for BTC. I'm going to get some pump vibes right now. I'm going to knock on. Hey, just take it easy. Don't be jinxing us yet. All right? Don't be jinxing us just yet. Go, Pack, go. It's sad. I did lose like 70 viewers when I put the helmet on. I guess people really hate the Patriots. I don't know. Last day of, government shutdown, no stats, and it's a Friday. Go touch grass. Come back Monday for the real breakout. Hey, I love you, man. You might be spot on. You never know, though. Yeah. I'm wearing my alien. You wearing your alien. Yeah. He goes, boxing, MMA. Oh, you want boxing? We got, okay. Yeah, we have some Mike Tyson gloves in the back here. That'll get you going. Yeah, go Bears. Drake Maine, baby. Drake May. Isn't it Drake May? Drake Maine? I thought it was Drake May, right? So far, so good. Let's take a look at the altcoins and see what's happening to the alts right now and see what's swinging around. Oh, yeah, I want to look at Zcash. Zcash is most likely to make some gains in the next few days. Look, even the last hour, it's up 3.98%. At 10x, that's the 38% gain right there. I'm just saying, right? Hyperliquid 2 has, you think would bounce faster back than everything else. Still at 44, though. I held it for a long time. It definitely underproduces for whatever reason. Looking for SEI to get back in good graces. Cake is something that might get fast liquidity. BNB is something that could bounce pretty fast, too, There's like a few main coins now that move. Everything else kind of is uneasy until the bigger market actually takes a move. But there's definitely still potential out here. Let's take a look at Zcash and see what's happening. Oh my goodness, look at the month on Zcash too. Like, what a monthly candle. It almost looks undescribable. It's amazing, huh? So when I look at Zcash, I see it in this flag, right? Almost like it fell out, got back inside, and now it's, see, those are broken patterns, right? When you see a trend line that broke but got back up. And this thing, this is basically Bitcoin, privacy Bitcoin. It's got 21 million. And, it's definitely, it's something that you could put your money in and feel private about. So this is why people like Zcash. And that's the future. You don't want to be a multi-billionaire, millionaire, and have everyone know everything about your wallet. You know what I mean? Like Bitcoin is just, it's kind of, once someone leaks an address, it's a wrap. And so, for privacy and concern, Zcash creates that ability, right? And so it has a real use case. A lot of people worry about privacy coins too, but Zcash seems to be kind of the one that is okay. Or that's like, I don't know if it's compliant or what happens, but it seems legit. It's been around a long time. Team's not going anywhere out of nowhere. I don't see it just disappearing. So Zcash looks interesting to me. It's funny. I was thinking about it the other day. I used to do the show without glasses on. I used to be able to see all the stuff without the glasses. And then something happened where it got, I'm like, can I still pull the show off without glasses? I'm trying to see if I can. And it makes me realize that my eyes have changed. Bitcoin pumping. 110,007 getting a massive move. We're up $462 on this big pumpalowski to the upski for Bitcoin. Shout out to my lifers. I take that trade. It's $1,000 morning. This thing is getting frisky. A frisky biscuit here to the upside. $437. Wow. Oh, wow. It's going for the gusto here. And this is one of those kind of big pumps on the morning. Friday morning pump. Look at the size of that thing. 15-minute looking nice. 1 hour getting busy here. Shorts getting flattened to the upside. Shout out to anyone that just took the long with the lifer. And, speak of the pump. And shout out to my lovers of life, man, to the upside here for BTC. Unbelievable pump to the upside for Bitcoin. And it does what it does. That's, to me, a little unsustainable on a Friday morning. I'd be looking to take some profits here and just kind of walk away on the day. That is a beautiful pump. That's all I'm looking for. I'll take $1,000 on my morning and then reconvene. Go, gadget, go. And I'm going to sit here. I'll even go to the 1 second. How's the 1 second looking? See if the 1 second can hang out in that flag. All right, they got one there. And I'm just playing here, just seeing how small, close to the bone I can take it. So I gave one position away. Still seeing if I could kick it. This would be cool if this flag plays out. Come on, keep me in the game, baby. Keep me in the game. I'm on the 1 second chart tracking price to see how much more I can juice out of the trade. It's a beautiful ascending triangle. You would think it would do its damage. No, huh? No love there. All love lost. That's going to ping me. Oh, no. Oh, okay. But there you go, man. Take advantage. That's the 1 second. So we basically took a lot of that pump. You see? We sold in, and that's really far away from the 21-day moving average on a Friday. And again, I like the pump, but to me, it's just liquidity grabbing. Put a 333 if you made gains with the lifer right now on the chat. I want to see the 333s. Anyone make gains? Anyone just pay the trader? You know, because you saw something from the education that you learned from me or put together on yourself. Again, I am not a financial advisor. I don't tell people what to do. I would never tell you when to buy or sell. Yeah. Shout out to everybody here on the live. 1 second chart. Yeah, isn't it cool? 333333333. Ba-boom, ba-boom, ba-boom. Shout out my people, man. And how many times have you made gains on the show? Come late to watch the legend, Sam. Tell me Ethereum will see some upside movement. If I close my drain on ramen, I'll donate 500 to charity, and BTCC will double it. That's pretty cool, man. Shout out to Monk, man. Also, you're still in that. I like the weekly, man. And I'll talk about it again. But I've been just saying, hey, let's stay away from any other time frame but the weekly. And just let Ethereum do its thing. That's because, you know, I know it sounds insane, but that's what I've been doing with Ethereum. So let's take a look at this idea. I like Zcash here. Previous support is resistance. You know, a stop below 350 and a pump to 543 is definitely a possibility. And there's not much out here that I would have a lot of faith in with big volume and a lot of conviction. And we're seeing it now. And we're seeing it now here with Zcash. So nice pump for Bitcoin. Shout out to anyone that traded bullishly this morning. We just took the part, and look at people jump back into the chat like, why did I, I had a football helmet on. That didn't mean I wasn't giving you the most solid price action technical analysis in the game. Another beautiful pump that you could take advantage of on a low volume Friday. We showed you it was coming. We showed you the tightness. You could see that something was brewing here for Bitcoin. Again, let's put the lemon into the water, something I have forgotten to do. Let's get that pineal gland back up and running. Let's decalcify the pineal. Get ourselves on another level, open-minded to see what we may be blinded from before. You know, we're definitely being blinded from something. The truth is not here. They call history his story. That alone would tell you there's something brewing in the past. It tastes good. Blessings on blessings to everybody out here. And remember, lemon is acidic, but when it goes into your body, it creates an alkalinity. When it goes into your stomach, ETH and Tau, Tau just keeps doing what it's supposed to do on the bigger picture. That's why I tell my students, too, to watch Tau. Wow, look at Tau, got a big pump. Look at that thing. And we were talking about it breaking out of this, see? To the upside. And we gave Tau to the trading group. We talked about it many times down there at the bottom. Last entry was at 384. Wow, look, it already moved. And we even showed you this flag that could be breaking out. And Tau did that. Now, there could be resistance. We might come back in and consolidate. You never know, but it seems to have broken out of a deeper trend line. But Tau, to me, is a long-term trade that's going to take its time up to 1100. But again, you got to do whatever makes you happy. Bitcoin, 110,600. A beautiful pump here on a Friday morning. Unexpected pump for the lifers. Blessings on blessings to everybody out here. And let's take a look. Blessing Sam. Respect and gratitude. I love your show. I love your show. You're the best, man. Everyone was so pumped about institutions jumping in. Double-edged sword. They own so much now, they will dump us. Bitcoin is not the same anymore. The word cycle does not exist anymore, and forget your altcoins. Institutions only want to play with Bitcoin. Retail cycles are gone. You know what? I don't know what's going to happen. I'm open-minded. I like your chart patterns, but really love it when you wear the tartan pattern ties. Thank you. And I got another tartan pattern tie that I'm going to bring out that Jamie bought me from Scotland. I'm going to probably wear that this weekend. Describe the bridge between goals and accomplishment. Yeah, discipline. Yes, thank you. Greetings, Lifer. My advisors say TIBBIR is a buy. TIBBIR just doesn't stop. What settings do you use on BOOKMAP? God bless. Settings on BOOKMAP. So you would go to your configuration and 10 ticks on the size. Okay. It's really the ticks, 10 ticks. Minimal price spacing, 12, horizontal, all that's pretty much the same. I wouldn't change that. 10-second on the connection restored, which is simple. But then it's also really about your connections, right? BOOKMAP data, you see? But you'd go here to configure your connection, and you would add a connection. You'd go here, find it, hit add, it would get added here. Once it's added, you would plus it like this, and then you would say subscribe, and you would subscribe where? To what, you know? I'm doing BOOKMAP data. So if you don't configure, you can't add. So you got to configure. I configured a BOOKMAP data, then I hit the plus sign, and I pick BOOKMAP data multi-book, Bitcoin USDT, this one here, Binance Futures, Bybit, OKX, and BitGet, and that's going to be your perpetual. The perp, see? Not spot. Understand? And then hit subscribe, and then this will come up, and this is what I'm watching on 10 tick size. 10 ticks is small. You might want 50 ticks, 100 ticks. It's up to you. All right. I like fast price action. I want to see a lot that's going on here. And we just sold the top, didn't we? A local top. You got to take advantage of pumps like that. Am I, for day trading? And look, I made about $1,000 today already. It's not even 12 o'clock. And it's Friday. I mean, that's a beautiful thing. So we took care of this super chat with the settings on BOOKMAP. We talked about discipline. I'll look at TIBBIR. We'll be joining the 99 soon, saving up. You to go. God bless you, man. Take advantage of the Black Friday Cyber Monday sale that is coming up soon. Shout out to everyone that hooked it up. Thank you, Sam. Been learning so much watching you. God bless you, brother. Come late to watch the legend, Sam. Tell me Ethereum. Oh, yeah. So we got to look at Ethereum and Tau, right? So BitTensor doing damage, pumping exactly kind of as we said it would. And we gave you that call for the last few weeks over and over again. Whether you listened or not, you can go into my trading group and you can just search BitTensor and you can see. So yeah, I'm just watching this on the weekly. I want to see this make a turn and start to pump out of here. Kind of a low, a high, a higher low, and just get out of this mess and start to do some damage. Again, where is that 4-hour 200 moving average? We got to get above that. 1 hour has to get above. Yeah, to me, it's really, I would watch the 7-minute today too. That's going to be kind of your 15-minute for Bitcoin. So like this is the same thing Bitcoin's doing, but on the smaller time frame. So you want to see that Ethereum does not lose that 7-minute 200 moving average. You want to see we stay above this POC and we get to the measured move here. Back to $4,081 for Ethereum. From that low of what? 36.88. Realistically, unless we have a bear market, this should play out. You know what I mean? But we'll see. They may try to scoop this low liquidity back at 107. You never know. The volatility has been absolutely insane. As you can see, I've been in and out quicker than normal. And it's a Friday. You don't, like I told myself, don't be greedy on Friday, Sam. In the back of my mind, there was the little, I don't want to call it the devil voice, but that greedy voice. And it said, what if there's a big pump today and you're selling and everyone sees you sell early? And I said, I don't care. I'm taking profits. Like, stop getting in my head. Don't tell me that this is, I know what's good for me. And I know if I keep selling and taking profits over time, paying the trader will play out. I just got to do the right thing over and over and over again. The discipline will take care of me if I show up every day and have rules. And I follow the rules and use proper risk management. I should be here for 5 years from now. I got to take myself out of it. If you tell yourself and bring yourself as a human into it, you think, human emotions, problems, ups and downs. You'll think of your life, why you deserve money. But that doesn't matter. Any human that touches the right buttons, take the, you could be a soulless being. We are not soulless beings, but you know what I mean? I want to kind of like, You could be an emotionless, paper-faced being, just nothing, a cardboard box, nothing burger. And as long as you touch the right buttons at the right time, those trades play out, right? It doesn't matter who you are, where you're from. What happens is we start thinking, oh, I was never a good person. My trade shouldn't play out. People think just what they did in their life and whether you think you deserve something or not. And if you think you don't deserve, you'll mess up your trades on purpose and be in pain. It's weird. It's like until you believe you deserve it, and you got to stay in constant deserving. And to stay in deserving, you have to stay in constant gratitude. And you also must work hard. Like, I truly don't believe I deserve something if I haven't worked hard for it. So if I haven't worked hard, I'm not going to feel deserving. So, and the only way I'm going to work hard is through discipline. So I'll never feel that I'm deserving of something if I don't have discipline. So through discipline, I create gratitude because deserving and gratitude, you get what I'm saying? So the frequency comes from the ability to show up every day. Your character is built by who you are. Everyone sees success and thinks it's an overnight process, but they don't remember the long nights and pain, the years and years it took for someone to get to what looks like success. And success is not a destination. It's what you attract by becoming the person you desire to be. Amen. Right? And remember that every single day we grind, every single day we push, there's going to be so many elements against us. That's why we must have a plan. We must have a goal, and we have clarity and discipline for that goal. Ask yourself, where am I going and why? Like my next goal, right? 250,000 subscribers. It's a simple goal. I would like to get to 250,000 subscribers. I'd also like to innovate more this year than we ever had and kind of change the way in which we do, and we have so many plans and goals for 2026 that we've been planning for years now. And 2026 is the year where we really innovate and implement some big changes, right? And so those are the goals. Like, we have goals. By the end of 2026, I already have a vision of what we should have accomplished by then and where we could be. Is that Bitcoin going berserko? I think it is. Let's take a look at BTC. As it's ripping back to 111,000, doing what it should as it breaks above the 200 moving average. And you would expect this flag to break out. That's got a mighty big target too. And the shorts will get rocked again. And they'll come out, oh, got liquidated for billions, That's why whenever I see us cross a 200, I get weary. I go, uh-oh. And remember, we're looking for the daily. While this is all happening, you're watching the daily time frame. And remember, we had this all mapped out for you. We told you what to watch, the 15 and the 1 hour, and you can see them just doing damage now. Can't bring that low. It almost looks like that's, you're in a tighter channel, but. And we told you a move was coming because we were getting tight. It could have been 2 hours, 3 hours. It could have been then. We don't know exactly, but a move was coming. And you can see the destination of this move. It's 113.3. And then you got 117 up there. And look how fast we're back at 111,000. No, 111. That's crazy, right? Back at 111K. So last night's reversal call did play out. If you were in my weekly screen share, I said, it's like, we could be making that tweezer bottom yet again. It actually did look somewhat bullish last night, didn't it? Did it not? And we ended the screen share. We actually started pumping during the screen share. I drew a flag on the 5 minute. It began to pump. I said, man, this looks pretty good. This looks like it's going to play out for us to the upside, right? And it did. So now above the 15-minute 200, you can look at this, look at BitDinex. You want to chase now because you feel like you missed out. That's the human nature, but you can't. You got to just wait patiently for the same thing to happen. This may take 5-6 hours. It may be tonight when the timer is right. It may be 8 o'clock. It may be 5. The key is to have an idea of it and check on it every couple hours. You don't have to stare at the screen. You just have to have a plan. See, everyone thinks trading is staring at screens all day long. That's not the case. Trading is spending a good hour or two at the beginning of the day, really mapping out the highs and the lows, seeing where the daily candle closed, understanding where you're at, looking at the monthly, looking at the weekly, right? That's important. Seeing where the big time frames matter so you know when you get above those areas or lose them. It's very important. But then for the rest of the day, you can do other tasks while you check in because you've put in the work. Now, if you haven't put in the work and you're just checking in, you're going to miss out on some things. Like if you don't decide to do or hang out with me on that top-down analysis every morning and you decide to skip it, here's a big idea. If you're losing a lot of your trades recently, if you're in my trading group and you're losing trades, number one reason is you're not watching the update. You see it, you press the play button, but you just don't have the attention span to watch it. You're too busy watching 1,000 other things, trading your way. I tell you right now, if you sit with me and you watch that morning update every day, I don't see how in a month of doing that, 30 days straight, your trading will change. A lot of people don't want to put in the work and sit there and watch the update. It's 6 minutes, it's 5 minutes, it's 7 minutes. I'm telling you, when I put in the work and do the update, I get a revelation 99% of the time. That update shows me something I didn't think I was going to see, or puts me on the right path for the rest of the day in ways I didn't think it would. The update is so crucial and amazing to my trades, because once I do that update for the rest of the day, I can kind of do what I got to do. I can bring my daughter to softball and keep my phone on me and check in, because I can say, well, I'm waiting for this flag to develop. Then if I see the flag develop and it is what it is, I already know my stop's going to be here. I already know exactly how I'm going to trade. If I'm, you know what I mean? Like I set this up and I'll sit there for hours. When it fills out and it's there, we might be there, right? It might be, look at, what is that? 7 o'clock tonight? Might be 7 o'clock tonight. And we'll be somewhere right here. I'll get an alert. I'll set alerts too. They're important to have. Someone say, well, how would you set alerts, Sam? I would like to do something like, say you really want to trade Ethereum here. It looks nice. But you think, okay, I can get it at the bottom of the pattern one more time. Maybe, you can send an alert here somewhere like this. Right click it. When we pass through this area, my cell phone's going to ring. Put your notifications on. This is going to ring, and it's going to tell me, hey, Ethereum's in that place that you sat there and mapped out hours before. Do you want to take a trade now? So what I do is I map out places to enter trades. I set up the trade way beforehand. And then when the trade enters that area, I take the trade. It's very simple, my friends. I don't do trades that don't make sense. I don't take trades that don't fit my model. My model is above the 200 moving average, touching the 21 in a flag. Look how beautiful it shows up over and over and over again. And you can backtest my model for days and weeks. Here it is again, a beautiful flag above the 200, touching the 21. Tells you to go for the measured move. Take the whole length of the wick to the wick there. And bang, you hit it to a T. Here's another one. This is, tight moving averages, getting in the flag. It says you're going to break out this length of this. Here's another one here, and it's all about finding the model. A flag touching the 21 above the 200. And that thing is gone. Like, my model is just such a beautiful place. And look at the double bottom there. Find as much confluence as you can. Look, that double bottom too, you can see it. It got rated way later though. Look, they rated it now after all that time. But they did rate that double bottom. Look, that's interesting. That double bottom happened on October 23rd. They rated it a week later. Bitcoin doing great right now at 100,750. And I'm on weeks here looking to hop on in if possible. But I'm going to wait patiently on that 15 minute. I love that we breached the 200. This is what I was waiting for the last 3 hours, was for the 21 to cross the 200 with price action. And now I just want to see that flag that I just showed you on multiple other assets on multiple other times. You know what I mean? This is what I'm looking for. It doesn't mean I'm going to get it for sure. I might miss. You never know. Nothing is 100% in trading. But if I do this over and over again, and I go after this set precedent of rules, I tend to have a way better results than when I don't. So I figured out a way to trade that I love, that I feel comfortable with, that I feel consistent with, and then I can do on any single asset on any single time frame. We jumped into Palantir. I don't remember, but we sold Palantir, got back in on the dip. We're up again, another 43%. We sold the last one for 148% or something like that. I see Palantir headed up. We gave Palantir the original entry somewhere at 176, 170, right? And we're sitting pretty at 202. So here's the second Palantir trade. We are loving the stock market. It's trading very well. And we're going to start trading whatever we can here. And this is BTCC. Have access to trade anything, Apple, Tesla, the Tech 100, which is the NASDAQ, and BTCC, and Bitcoin, all on BTCC. Check it out today. Shout out to Muck. He's in the chat. He's the BD that brought me into BTCC. We've hung out a bunch of times. Great guy. He's in the trading group. You know, he's there to help you if you need anything. And yeah, we appreciate it. We love it. Switch from candles to bars, you know, from the lines. But there we are, 42%. And that could make us that could make $3,000 if we just let it cook. And now we're up like about almost $700 in total on the trading on Palantir. So we're buffered up 700, and now we're going to risk 1,000 for, even if we lose, we'd only be down like 700 in total. But it's looking pretty good so far, so good. I want to see this make a flag. I'm pretty sure I sold that local top there. Whenever you get that much, you know, excitement on a Friday morning and price action moves that fast, there's not a lot of volume to sustain that type of price action. So if you see price action move that fast, that might be the biggest move in the next 2-3 hours. That candle, you know what I mean? So it was in the night we had, you know, and the reversal in the afternoon yesterday. And the reversal is going to happen because you have all that volatility. This was crazy. I didn't even know what this was. Just it finally, like, I made it just try to make an inverted head and shoulder and just collapsed on us. Resistance there. I had to look at it almost like this was just an M pattern, a sloppy M. You see. Okay, let's jump into the general chat. We love you. We appreciate you. Shout out to all the super chats. You don't have to give, but you do. That will come back to you tenfold. These super chats are absolutely amazing. Someone said, can you look at Trump coin, please? We'll take a look at that and see what's happening. Again, we'll likely follow Bitcoin. If it does well, it will have to take a Bitcoin pump. You know, same thing as Bitcoin right now after it bounced, making that flag on the 15 minutes. So if Bitcoin kind of can hang out and do damage, this will do the same. So I would watch this on the 15-minute time frame for a scalp, possibly to $9.27. There's my Sammy no glasses. At 926, actually, 926.20. Again, be careful. Today could be a stop hunt day where they just go after stops and pump, or they just roll over. I'm wary of Fridays, but I like what I'm seeing. So yeah, I would watch for this to follow Bitcoin and make the same flag Bitcoin makes. It's kind of crucial Bitcoin stays above 110.5, really 110,000. If that happens, this can go sideways and pump. Possible gains of 13.33%. The 333. Thank you so much for the super chat. Keeping it real 24/7. Shout out to That's That Blues. God bless you, brother. And shout out to Guillermo Muckman, my man. Guillermo. We love you, brother. Shout out to Mr. Muck. We love you, the Muck Bear. And thank you for saying you're going to join the 99. Can't wait to see you in there. Just get it done. Hang out with us. Go to CryptoLifer.com. Make it simple on yourself. Go to CryptoLifer.com. Hit the subscribe button. And you can join the monthly, the quarterly, or the annual subscription. We're here 7 days a week. It's pretty awesome. Never take a day off. I think you'll love to be in the group. So no trades right now. You saw us live trade. One in the trading group. They saw me get in and get out on the USD pair. And one here as I got in and get out on the USDT pair. And I took advantage of that pump to the upside. Wasn't expecting a pump that fast or that furious, so we'll take it. What do we need to happen again? Today is the monthly. We're looking for the monthly to close above 108,300 for Bitcoin, not total. So the big deals, the takeaway for today is you want to make sure Bitcoin closes above 108,003, which it looks like it may. It's back above it again after yesterday's insanity. And you want to make sure the daily closes above the 200 moving average. And probably above where this candle, that would be nice. You know? Probably above these two candles too, if you can get it. It'd be nice if the daily rips all the way up above the point of control. Hey, you never know. We could be at 114,000 by the end of the day. Bitcoin can do whatever it wants. Remember that. And right now, things are looking good on that 15-minute. I would flag out the 15-minute and trade it later on. You see, so that's kind of what we're doing, right? We're flagging out this 15. We're setting alerts on it. And you could go golfing for the afternoon and come back and see what happened. You know what I mean? You don't have to stress this. People that stress price action every 5 seconds are the people that lose money. People that do it with ease, knowing it's coming to them, guess what happens? It comes to them. When you believe you're the opportunity and you know that things are going to go your way, guess what? They do. When all you do is worry about pain and anguish and how things aren't going to go your way, guess what? They don't. So you're in control with your thought process and your frequencies. They create your vibration, which creates what's happening around you. You're in so much control of the reality in which you live. You don't know it, but you are. Most people do. Or most people don't. But people that really grind with their mind and start to pay attention realize if you think about something a lot, it'll come into your life. I think about purity. I think about $100 million. 100 mil is the next step. Then we get to $1 billion. But we got to get to 100 million first. So this is how much would you like to make? I'd like to make 100 million in the next 5 years. That's my goal. 5 years from now, I'd like to have 100 million in the bank. And then 5 years from then, I would like to have $1 billion. So I have a 10-year plan to be a billionaire. It's going to take some time, right? I don't want it to happen too fast. Because then it won't be like, if it happens the way it should, then it'll be sustainable and it'll be something I can pass down forever. If it happens overnight, who knows what could happen. So these are my plans, and you know what? Your plan should be so big that people laugh at them. If people aren't laughing at your dreams and goals, they're just not big enough, my friends. They're just not big enough. Preach out where you're going to be and make it happen. So we're watching Bitcoin on the 15. Not much else to talk about for BTC. We're watching Zcash as it actually already kind of did some damage. It is high risk, high reward, but it's the one thing I would be watching closely for a continuation. It could even just make a flag here. A nice little pullback for a one more entry today would be great. But that's definitely on the radar, Zcash. And let's look at Bitcoin Cash. It's been a while, but I like me some Bitcoin Cash. See what it looks like on the bigger time frames comparatively. It was hotter compared to the rest of the market. Obviously, the dump was the dump. It slammed everything, but... So let's take a look. I mean, you've got this beautiful uptrend. You have this beautiful top. And to me, yeah, it's just, wow. That's telling me there may be a nice leg up here for Bitcoin Cash. And how is that possible if we're going to dump? That wouldn't make sense, So sometimes I go over 100. This has happened to me before. Everyone's bearish. I go over 100 assets, and I see 100 assets are bouncing off the 200. 100 assets are all tight. And I say, fine, maybe the whole market dumps, fine. But I don't know. I've never seen this many assets that look like they could possibly get a bullish pump. After a massive dump, too. Like, we took as much brutal beatdown as we could. This still looks pretty bullish to me. Bitcoin Cash could get all the way up there to $1,262. Back then in 2021, look at that. It was all the way up to 1,600. Is that? And honestly, I saw this thing at $2,700 when it first came out years ago. It got to like $2,400. Anyway, Bitcoin Cash, very interesting. Looks bullish to me on that. I like the 3-day. It's my go-to. And look, it bounced off the 3-day 200 moving average. It's been in an uptrend for the last 12 days. Been doing better than BTC. This is something you would pay attention to. So I think we found the gems that matter for the next few days. And if you can't come to the live stream, I throw this out there too inside the trading group. Another reason why a lot of people are losing their trades and not making money in crypto, they're not using alerts. They're thinking they can keep it all in their head and keep track of it all. And even if you don't want to use alerts, remember I timestamp every video. Oh, look at that. It didn't copy the link over. Or I didn't copy the link over. But we timestamp every video, every single altcoin that we go over. So you could even just come to the live. If the laziest person in the world could come to my live, look at the description and just like scan through you know what I mean? Like we make it really simple to win or to at least get the knowledge to find out what's happening. Go to our timestamps and look at the hottest stuff that we talk about. Like today, these are all going to be timestamped at the bottom of the video. It's like spoon feeding. People don't take advantage of stuff that's right in front of them, I've noticed. They make it harder on themselves than they need to be. For what I don't know why. It's kind of, maybe it's human nature. So that looks interesting. Let's take a look at AERO, another coin in my head that looks interesting. And you can see it's bounced off of the low there at 27 already. And it's getting back above. And look, is that a line or is that a... Yeah, that is a moving average. Yeah, it's getting back above the 200 there on the 3-day. Get rid of this stuff for now. I mean, look at that. Looks like it could come for the right shoulder now. But AERO, a gobble up there at 27, and you're already back in at 114. I mean, that's insane, right? Sorry, not 27, 76, 75, sorry. But still, beautiful move. And I see AERO continuing. It's the one that I still got. I haven't sold any AERO, so we'll go from there. Adam, to me, has bottomed and still makes a good 13% APY. Someone said they lowered it, but I don't think they lowered it by much. Wow, it's already back. It's down to 3 at the bottom of the bottoms. Wow. So crazy, man. It's a forgotten coin. Nobody even talks about it anymore. It's pretty sad. I'm like, come on, Adam. Don't make me write you off as a law, for a law. You know what I mean? Don't make me take you as a loss. Might have to sell you in December, buy you back, and record you again. So, 110,450 for BTC. And let's take a look at the chat one more time here. Any thoughts on AX402 narrative? Don't know anything about it. Yeah, I'm completely oblivious. Did you check Swede token unlock tomorrow? Oh man, that might dump the price pretty hard, right? First, you want to look at everything is on a weekly chart. I mean, you could see it's clearly in some type of symmetrical, or it already lost, you could say, but the unlock could make it go lower, right? It's wow, it bounced off a previous resistance as support now. Somewhat of a slight higher low there. You can see it looks like it'll have some resistance at 330 and up there at about 438. I'll take the measured move of that bigger leg. Wave 1, 2, 3. Sends you to 274, right? And then you got some resistance at 527. I'd have to see it bounce first. If it bounces and starts to hang, then it's a win. But if that unlock comes, what if it does take a dump, right? Let's take a look at the 3-day chart and see where the 200 is. It's right on that 200 moving average. Again, people might not sell the unlock just because the price isn't that amazing, but it is losing the 200 moving average on the daily, on the 3-day. And it is in somewhat of a bear flag here. I don't know, maybe that unlock sends it down to 123. I can't tell you, but an unlock isn't the best. It doesn't always mean it's going to dump, though. It's a little bit of bullish divvy here, and you're on the trend line. It's a little sketchy. I see it two ways, and it does look a little more bearish than bullish, I'll tell you that. Thank you for telling us. X402. X402. Let's see. Can I find that here? X402. I mean, the market cap says 78,000. I don't know, man. 296. That volume says 66 million. I don't know. Is that it there? Let's take a look at the deck screener. Very small market cap. 3. I don't know what this is. Yeah, I don't know nothing about it. And the site says no, reload. I don't know. I'm going to stay away from that for now. Come back to it. I'm going to have to leave you to the deep dives, man. You're the deep dive guy now. Go to Underground Crypto to find out more. If you want to know what he's talking about, I have no clue. He is the deep dive man. I actually have to watch more of your content. I don't watch a lot of YouTube like I used to. I just sit in the charts and look for amazing opportunity. And I know when there's higher probability and lower probability, and that's kind of my life now. So yeah, I would start to flag this out like I did before, right? And we've already kind of talked about that. If everything goes right, we get to trade tonight at like 6, 7 o'clock for some gains. When everyone goes trick-or-treating, we're going to get ourselves a little trick-or-treat. And Bitcoin's going to pump like you read about to the upside. Nice, beautiful, cool night for trick-or-treating for the kids too here in Florida. Last year, it was like burning hot. Last year, trick-or-treating night was so hot. What a different... I didn't even realize you could have this much difference here. Dolphins, it's interesting, man. Live streaming all day today after your stream. Oh my God, that's crazy. No sauna, please. It's a category, not a coin. See, there you go. No sauna is an oldie but goodie that I still hold. I got beat to the ground. Dude, you're the cool underground crypto guy that knows the sauce, man. You got to give us the sauce. Underground crypto, he gets it underground, man. Where does he get the sauce? It's up to you. You don't know. You got to come to his channel to find out. Go to Underground Crypto today. He's going to be live streaming 24/7. But I think he's going to do like a 4 to 5 hour. He says all afternoon, all day today. So jump on in, baby. If you like crypto, you want a deep dive, you want to learn more, hang out. Look at this beautiful falling wedge. The daily could break to the upside here. Looking on the 3-day chart. I mean, it's horrible, right? But you never know. If the market recovers, it recovers. If not, I don't know. And will everything recover? I don't know. You know, the narratives may not play out. There may be so many other coins. Because we make so much more coins so much faster now, even than all the other cycles too. Like, there's a lot of differentiations about all these. The cycles evolve so much too due to technology. So we'll see. I mean, this would be beautiful if it comes back, but there's no guarantees. Nobody knows for shows. For she's, you know. Okay, and that's kind of like a picture of like, you know, what a lot of different coins look like. Someone asked for ONDO. Let's take a look at ONDO, which has been boring. Let's be honest, it's been a very boring coin to watch here. Same thing now is like, is in a falling wedge that can break back up after it did like this crazy, you know, and it's like lower than it's lower as it was in 2024 before the bigger rally, right? And if it pumps, can it just get to an all-time high of 205 and call it a day then? Like, that's all we're going to get? Or can we actually get to the bigger measured move at like 250? Either way, it's going to take a lot of money because the market cap's big and a lot of time for us to get back to 250. Be a nice, a little under a 4x. I mean, it would be a nice move. But that's ONDO in a nutshell. And either it's going to do it or it's going to turn to zero. Like, I at this point, like, you're either in all coins for the long haul. You know, I wouldn't be swing trading them. I wouldn't be lev trading stuff like this. I showed you the few coins that I would actually consider doing any type of positioning on. Everything else to me is just like, we'll see what happens. Right? It's important to know what to do at the right time. For me right now, it's not the right time to play around with every single altcoin in the game. Yeah. I hear ZORA all the time. Like, I hear ZORA every day, constantly. People talking about ZORA this and ZORA that. ZORA, right? You hear about it a lot. We had it in a flag with an alert. The alert hit. It's kind of still okay in the flag, but not amazing. Let's take a look at it on the daily time frame here for ZORA. It had bounced off the 0.4588 region. All right, so my eyes aren't too bad. They're better than I actually thought. I hadn't put them to the test in a while, but you know, glasses are like handicapping your eyes in a way too, right? And then we get ZORA on the daily that could pump nice. Okay. Up your IQ crypto with Underground Crypto. This guy is amazing, bringing you new coins and ecosystems. Much love, brother. Underground Crypto. Love it, love it, love it, man. Rise all tides. Help all people that you know. If you know somebody, help them. He's got a channel. It can only help me if he continues to grow, right? You help others grow, man. So look, positive attitudes breed positive environments, and positive environments are where people become successful, right? So where do you want to live and how do you want to live? Define it. I want to live in a positive place full of energy and excitement and opportunity. So I've defined my environment, based on energy. And so you're going to do things that keep that environment pure. Alcohol doesn't really exist in that environment for me. Like partying all night, not going to sleep on time. I can't show up and do what I got to do every day like that. I'm a dad. I'm a father. I got to be where I got to be 7 days a week. And so what that does is it keeps me reserved and it keeps me responsible. For years on end, I go to bed when I'm supposed to. Sometimes I stare at the stars until 1 a.m, or I'm trading and I'm waking up at 3 a.m. on my couch. It happens. I'm not saying I'm a perfect human being, but what I am telling you is I'm not out all night drinking, and I gave up alcohol a long time ago. And because I did that, my life has purpose every day. And I'm not saying it doesn't if you did drink. I'm not putting down people who drink. I just want to make that clear. I just found it bettered my life when I gave it up. And it basically kept me around a higher frequency people, or just by myself sometimes. I mean, very interesting what you just said. I mean, staring at the sun at sundown and sun up too, to get the circadian rhythm going, for me is a key thing. Getting in many sunsets as I can and getting into that sunset in the morning. A little harder in the morning, but better, that sunset is awesome. Yeah, ethanol. Yeah, alcohol turns into ethanol when it enters the body. Yeah, it's weird. Yeah, so ZORA looks interesting. If it can bounce and get tight, ZORA is something. See, ZORA has got that je ne sais quoi. People are talking about it. People are bringing it up. You see what I mean? Like, people talk about it. People bring it up. And what does that mean? That means it can have attention. And this is the attention economy. And with attention comes volume. Agreed? So in my lifetime, I've watched how volume flow. I've actually done like a socio-economic analysis based on how price action, and social media moves price action, right? Without social media, Apple wouldn't get as big. Tesla wouldn't get it. No company would. And this is where people find out about companies nowadays. It's where they learn. There's interviews on YouTube with the CEOs. Like, word spreads fast through social media. That's the fastest information travels, right? And you can't buy a stock if you don't know about it. That's why everyone who talks about like Ponzi's and ups and downs, I mean, every single coin, every single asset in the world wouldn't have gotten as big if people didn't tell us, hey, I bought into this, you should buy into that. Oh, really? The core people research it and know about it. There's the people on the inside that have to buy it and know. Like, they're part of the company, they get shares, right? That provides some liquidity and moves the market a little bit. Then at IPOs, everyone jumps on in. And you're telling me every single person that buys the stock knows everything about it? No. I'm sure 30% of people are people that just jump in on the bandwagon because hey, my buddy bought it and he's really good at stocks. Every time I take a couple of his picks, it plays out. You got a lot of people like that. So you have to remember. So I watch social media and I see how it plays out over time and, connect it to what's happening. Hey, Finn, do you play golf, man? You want to come golfing? That's all right. I rent them at the spot. It's up to you. I have a tee time at 2:00. That's all. I'm at my house. Yeah. But you can always come too. I'm like 20 minutes away, 10 minutes away. Yeah, I'll take care of all that, man. You know what I mean? Just where are you? All right. Yeah, hold on. I'll have my wife call you. I'm live right now online. All right. That's my cousin. I haven't seen him. I've seen him once in my life. It's my dad's sister's son's son. My dad's sister's son's son. Great kid. So he never calls me. So and you'd be like, why would you answer the phone on the live stream, right? I just never, you know what I mean? Get that Tiger Woods in your brother. I know, right? It's like, got a tee time at 2:00. Came in at perfect timing, right? But I mean, it's Friday. It's beautiful. The market's kind of sideways. We got slammed up. I should get out there and get some fresh air. I've been working my butt off all week long. I got a long weekend of work ahead of us. We got the kids tonight. So 4 hours away from the kids and the wife, out there on the golf course with a couple buddies, just working on our game, breathing in the fresh air. It's a beautiful day. It's actually pretty cool out. It's 66 degrees. It's perfect golfing weather. So your cousin's child, yeah. Your aunt's son's son, so your second cousin, your cousin's child. Yeah, my second cousin. Yes, exactly. You're funny. So Sam is your nephew. No. Said it before, I will be playing golf with the lifer this time next year. I'll see you there, man. Yeah. He just wants your money. You're so funny, man. Dude, why touch grass when you can go whack it with a golf ball? I love you, man. Sam, what's your best round ever? Oh, I'm the worst golfer you've ever seen. Everyone says, what do you shoot? I go, what do you mean? I go 20. They go, 20 what? I go, I try to lose 20 balls or less. You know what I mean? I say, my score is how many balls I lose. If I do 30, I'm a 30. I lost 30 balls that day, you know? I go through cases, man. What do you mean? What's your score? That's funny to me. I'm like, what do you mean? How many balls did I lose? Like, and I'm not lying. I'm dead serious. Like, last time I did pretty good. I went like 7 holes with the same ball, but then like the last 3 holes, I just ripped through 12 balls. I don't know how it happens. It's just like you just start, I take another one. You mulligan over here, you mulligan over there, I'm not there yet. I'm just not there yet, folks. All right? It's a work in progress. I just want to get out there and have a few better, last time I hit 3 shots, 240 yards. All right? I'm not a 300-yard golfer, but I hit a 240-yard drive. If I can do that 2 or 3 times today, I'll be happy, man. I went to a next-gen golf place. They showed me how to kind of move my back leg. We'll work on it. You guys don't care, man. You guys want the charts. I'm not here to talk about golf, That can get expensive. Oh, yeah, no, I go through $30 in balls a trip, man. Oh, yeah. I'm going to have to buy more balls again this time. I just keep ripping through them. It's horrible. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Just charge them to the account. I don't even know. It's horrible. Yeah. That's why this guy in the trading group, he's going to send me like buckets of balls we were about to do. I forgot all about it till now. ZORA looks interesting. I like it. It could actually produce some gains here. It's got a lot of eyes on it, which means it could get volume. It's got a bit of a cup and handle with a higher low. It's definitely something, and it's oversold. It's definitely something you might want to be paying attention to. Do they have it on? I feel like it's only on Coinbase right now. No, Mexi just never lets a coin go by. So look, we already had alerts on it there once on Mexi, right? So we've been on this coin, and we're still on it. Not it could be better. It got a little sell-off there. Bitcoin, 110,450, just so you know. Just so you know. And then we do the top-down analysis today, too, for you, and break that down as well. Let me jump back into the chat, see how you people are doing. Yeah, right off your balls. Yeah, you don't choose to play golf. It chooses you. It's funny you say that because I never really chose to play golf. People started inviting me, and then I kept going. It's weird you said that. How did you know that? It's like, yes, I'm making an effort, but I moved 4 minutes away from one of the best golf courses in America, really. Maybe not America, but one of the nicest golf courses in Florida. And so why would I not take advantage of that? I live so close, right? It's the PGA in Tampa. I don't want anyone to know where I live. The PGA in Tampa. Look, I love XRP right now, and I got a long for it. And I believe a long right here with a stop somewhere below 192. And a target at 625 could play out absolutely beautifully here for XRP. It's a cup and handle. Sin the wick. Sin is minus without, but without the wick there. And I could see this thing doing damage. Again, bigger time frames. They're chopping up the 1 hour, the 4 hour. They're back and forth on a lot. But if we can zoom out to the daily and the 3-day, which most people won't, we'll be able to take advantage, I believe, of charts that they can. So you love it or you don't. Dude, that is so true. It's weird. Yeah, like I never really truly wanted to play golf. People just kept asking me to come. Next thing you know, I was there. Next thing you know, my wife was like, I'll sign you. I'll book it for you. You need to get out there. And I'm like, all right. She's like, I'll find some people for you to play with. My wife does all this stuff for me. I work so much, I don't even focus on making a social life. My wife creates a social life for me. It's so sad, man. But I don't mind because, you know, she's like, you talk to so many people in the group. You're live every day. She's like, you do so much. She is my wife is such an awesome wife. She really is. Like, I'll start breaking down in tears if I talk about how well she takes care of me. I shouldn't talk about it because men will be jealous. I only wish every man in the world had a woman like mine. She protects me in so many ways. She keeps people away from me that don't need to be talking to me. You know, if you try to talk to me, she just kind of walks in between and says, oh, what do you need my husband for? Okay, yeah. And then she's like, okay, yeah, we're not with it. Leave him alone. You know what I mean? It's, you know, a woman can really keep other people off of you, man. It's really interesting. She's my middleman between a lot of stuff, man. She's like my manager. She's my, you know, she's my confidant. She's my everything. I love my woman with all my heart, and I'm sorry to profess my love for her, but she's amazing. I think I get a little lovey-dovey towards the end of the show. But I just realized as the show ends, I always think, how did this show happen? And I think of all the things that made this show come to fruition. And I think of all the people that helped me. You know, Zeno, here in the chat, Lakochi, Sean, my wife, the editors that edit all the shorts you see and all the videos that we put out on top of the content that we make. You know, this is a whole team process here. The social media, every single thing is a building block that works on the bigger brand. It's a never-ending journey. All right. A lady will make or break you. Blessed with a good one. I know. God bless you, man. I'm so happy that you're blessed with a good woman. Never be sorry to show your love. I love you. You're the best. Can you take a look at Zen, Sam? You know, Zen, you're right. It actually didn't follow Zcash as well, right? It was a little more rocky. But it's still on the process. It's funny. That was a coin that we were paying attention to. You're spot on. Oh, last time I looked at it, it looked like it could break out a little bit. It looked like it got a little choppy. But what did it do? Let's talk about it. It stayed above the 200 moving average. It stayed inside a flag, and looks pretty Zen-like. I remember Zen actually began the rally last time. Zen went on a massive tear. $6 all the way to $45. So, like, I mean, imagine Zen. Even if it gets to 45 now, it's a little under a 4X, right? I mean, that thing looks really nice. So Zen, Zcash. Let's make sure we don't forget because it's easy to forget. I have alerts. I click on this. All my alerts will come up that I set today. I'll see them. That's another way to keep track of your coins. That's the lazy way. Just set alerts on them. And they'll go into the alerts here. All the alerts are right there. So Zen looks beautiful. And I would put Zen inside a flag too with an alert. So Zen, Zcash, ZORA. Interesting, huh? The 3 Zs. We're trading the Zs today. Bitcoin Cash. And we've identified possible winners. And look at Zcash just hitting the target now that I had on this flag on the daily. That's amazing. And it is getting a little overbought there. It feels like the next run is going to be like a parabolic pump. But you're kind of watching it similar to BTC there, right? That one's a little... Zen is a little better because it's not as pumped up on the bigger time frame. This could crash on you, just higher risk. Interesting, right? There's always a gem out there if we pay attention and we focus. There's always opportunity. If we focus on only the ups and downs, like 110.3, and that's okay. We just want to see Bitcoin make this sideways flag here. Remember, 7 hours, 8 o'clock tonight, we're in this flag, we're ready to rock. We lose the 200, we're dumping on the 15. It's a pretty simple day. And if we don't lose the 200, we flag, we head to the 1 hour 200, we go above it, and then we look for this same signal on the 1 hour. I could train your brain how to track price action through multiple time frames and moving averages. It'll change the way you feel and think about price action forever. Everyone, I'm going to jump on out of here. I got to do the top-down analysis now for a bit. I love you. I appreciate you. Let me make sure I didn't miss a super chat here that someone may have sent. And thank you so much for the fan funding and the super chats. We love you. We looked at Zen from My Travel. We did Underground Crypto. I remember it's Sam brought us all together, all love. Thank you, man. I love you, man. Thank you. Jesus loves you, Sammy, and the lifers. God bless. XRP. Hey, thank you, brother. ONDO. We looked at ONDO. Underground Crypto. I'm just, showing you we got through every single super chat. We looked at Nosana. Underground Crypto yet again, holding it down. Can you check SWE? We got SWE. We looked at Trump. Coin. Been learning, watching you. God bless you. Thank you. We looked at Ethereum from Muck. He's going to give away 500. He says if he stays in the trade. We'll be joining 99 soon. We did the settings on Bookmap. Again, Underground Crypto holding it down. Greater Livings, my average, say, oh yeah, we didn't look at Ribbit. We didn't look at TIBBIR. Same thing, we just had it in the, and I want to see it bounce here and then consolidate. It's in an uptrend. No reason to think it won't stay inside the uptrend, right? So the trend's your friend until it's not for Ribbit. And see, that's why you're thorough. You got to make sure. We did miss one. We looked at Tau. Scottish Crypto, my man. Thank you for the tartan pattern. The word cycle did not exist and forget your altcoins. Yeah. We talked about RC more. Everyone should be pumped about institution pumping. Everyone was pumped. Yeah, it was a double. Yeah, I agree. And Dabblues guy. Shout out to everybody that sent in a super chat today. I love you and I appreciate you. You get out 5 minutes early today for being good students. I love you all. Thank you so much for jumping on in and being amazing. I appreciate you. I'll see you all tonight for the monthly candle close, somewhere around 8, 9:30, 10. It'll just be a half an hour stream. Nothing crazy. Friday night, in and out. And may you all stay blessed. May you all stay amazing. And I thank you all for staying the entirety of the show. All my lifers, God bless you. I'll see you all tomorrow or tonight and then into the weekend. We do a show, 4 shows this weekend. Saturday and Sunday mornings and Saturday and Sunday nights. So we're not disappearing. We work 7 days a week. We'll see you there. God bless you all. Go to CryptoLifer.com to find out more. I love you, and I'll see you on the flip side. May God bless you. Thank you.